Not just a typical ICE detention facility that you may see in another state somewhere else in this country. Instead, this facility will hold the most dangerous of criminals. It will be high-risk alien individuals and criminals.
Look behind us. Louisiana, you're going to be an example for the rest of this country. Here in Louisiana, over a 3-week span, we got 140 violent criminals arrested, more than 100 firearms seized, $250,000 in cash, fentanyl, meth, cocaine taken off the streets.
Good afternoon. Today we're here at this legendary Angola prison to announce an agreement between the United States of America and the great state of Louisiana. There has never been an agreement like this one before. And it is here today at this place because President Trump has selected and built relationships with leaders across this country that don't complain about things, they fix them. And when we called up Governor Landry and told him about our need for detention space and our need to have a place where we can house some of the violent, criminal, illegal aliens that are out there perpetuating horrific activities against the families in this country, he offered us a solution. He offered us a space that we could house these dangerous criminals and make sure that they were never able to harm another child or family member in this country ever again. I want to thank Governor Landry for hosting us. I also want to thank our great Attorney General Pam Bondi for her willingness to consistently work tirelessly to make sure she's defending our laws and she's out there fighting for people that they have an opportunity to live the American dream. She's been strong, she's been hardworking, and she's been fair. She recognizes that the scales of justice apply equally to everyone and that criminal illegal aliens have no place in this country. I also want to thank our Deputy Director, Madison Sheehan, for all of her leadership as well at ICE. She has been fantastic in helping us come up with solutions like the one you see in front of you today to ensure that these criminals are never let go in the United States of America again. And then we also have other leaders that we're grateful for, the warden, the Department of Corrections and Public Safety. Leaders here in this state have been absolutely wonderful in what they've done to put together this opportunity to open up today the Louisiana Lockup. Our one cell block here, as Governor Landry referenced before, called Camp J, has been now repurposed into an ICE detention facility. But not just a typical ICE detention facility that you may see in another state somewhere else in this country. Instead, this facility will hold the most dangerous of criminals that have been out there harming individuals in this country. It will be high-risk alien individuals and criminals, and here are a few of the examples of those individuals that are being moved or are already here today. Omar Martinez Garcia, a 39-year-old citizen of Mexico. His criminal history includes a conviction for homicide, second-degree murder, and he was sentenced to 16 years in prison. We have Rafael Ojeda Acosta, a 70-year-old Cuban man who was convicted of rape with a weapon and forcible sodomy. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison, and he will be living here from now on. We also have Humberto Vargas Lopez, a 55-year-old illegal alien from Cuba, who's been convicted of aggravated rape, aggravated burglary, possession of marijuana and cocaine, obstruction of a public officer, and battery with a deadly weapon with serious bodily harm. Altogether, he was sentenced to 29 years in prison. We also have Julio Lavera Avila, a 30-year-old illegal alien from Mexico. He was convicted of battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the third degree. He was sentenced to 19 years. And Olvin Rodriguez Insterova, a 22-year-old illegal alien from Honduras, was arrested in March on outstanding warrants of 394 counts of pornography involving juveniles, as well as 2 counts of sexual abuse of an animal. President Trump and I are committed. We're committed to making America safe again, and that means arresting many criminal illegal aliens as possible and then making sure we're getting them off of our streets. We're bringing them to justice, and we're making our communities safer. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill has provided the funding for tens of thousands of new detention facilities and beds across this country. That bill also funds the 287G program that helps us build law enforcement agreements with local communities and state leaderships. With the rate of arrests and deportations as high as it's been, we need all the help that we can get to increase our detention space. Louisiana is one of several states that is stepping up to help solve these problems, but they're doing it in an unprecedented way. We now have about 200 criminal illegal aliens who are scheduled to be detained here at this facility. The capacity will be up to 400, as Governor Landry specified earlier, and since Angola Prison is located on the grounds of the highest security prison in Louisiana, the citizens here have no need to worry about their safety. They will remain in this facility, and people will be protected from these criminals. So I want to thank you and all of you who care about this country and understand that this president is working every single day to address the crime, address the violence in our cities and our communities, and is bringing people to justice and deporting people out of this country who shouldn't be here. I want to thank Governor Landry for his leadership. He declared an emergency back in July in order to start forming partnerships with us to solve these problems. And I'd also like to thank Governor Landry for his leadership in signing Operation Go, a historic 287G collaboration with Louisiana and our federal agency to arrest and to deport the worst of these criminals. And thank you also to Madison for all of her hard work for helping us get to this announcement today and the operations that are conducted by ICE officers across this country to make sure we're keeping our country safe. Madison knows Louisiana very well. She did great work for Governor Landry when she was here, and she is doing great work in the United States of America and Washington, D.C. as well. I also want to thank Gary Westcott, the Secretary of the Department of Public Safety and Corrections here in Louisiana, for all of his partnership and leadership of his agency. And Scott Ladwig, Acting Field Office Director for ICE ERO, that's in New Orleans, and special thanks to Warden Daryl Vanoy, who returned to serve as warden here at Angola last year, after he'd already served as warden once before. He knows this facility well. In fact, he probably knows it better than anyone else. May God bless all of our law enforcement officers, all the men and women who get up every day and work to protect our public safety. And may God continue to bless the United States of America. Now I'd like to introduce to you and have you welcome with me our great United States Attorney General, Pam Bondi.
Thank you, Secretary Noem, for your tireless work keeping our country safe, making our country safe. And Governor Landry, thank you for your partnership with the Trump administration to make Louisiana safe and, in turn, make America safe. We're working to secure our borders, remove dangerous illegal aliens, stop drug and human smuggling, and lock up these criminals as long as we can in our prisons. Thanks to Secretary Noem, Homeland Security, all of our agencies working together to apprehend these illegal aliens, and Governor Landry for your use of this incredible facility, locking them up and keeping them here where they will be prosecuted by our great U.S. attorneys here in Louisiana, and they won't go anywhere. Look behind us. Louisiana, you're going to be an example for the rest of this country. Thank you. We've been working together on Operation Viper, a joint effort between Louisiana law enforcement and the Justice Department's FBI, DEA, ATF, and U.S. Marshals to disrupt the illegal criminal drug organizations here in Louisiana. Over a 3-week span, we got 140 violent criminals arrested, more than 100 firearms seized, $250,000 in cash, fentanyl, meth, cocaine taken off the streets as a result of everyone working together. The Middle District of Louisiana, 52 federal indictments, 68 defendants. Eastern District of Louisiana, dozens of kilos of fentanyl seized and other deadly drugs linked to CJNG and Sinaloa cartels. They have been seized. Our U.S. attorneys have charged nearly 100 defendants with illegal immigration offenses, and now we have a place to house them all. One example, Miguel Dominguez, who came here illegally from Honduras. In June, he entered our country. He entered a plea in June with 4 counts, one including a firearms charge and illegally distributing cocaine throughout Louisiana. He entered a plea. He will be sentenced, and he will serve his sentence in our country in an American prison because he was committing crimes against Americans. As part of Louisiana's Operation Go, it is a national model for states seeking to protect their citizens. We're going after gang members, human traffickers, drug dealers, and other violent illegal aliens, all working hand in hand. And Secretary Noem, again, thank you for everything you're doing in Madison to take all of these illegal criminals off the streets, and we will do everything in our power to prosecute them. And Governor Landry, thank you for working hand in hand with all of our federal agencies, because it takes all of us working together, and that's what Donald Trump has always said, to make America safe again. Thank you all.